And if you've ever had a Hot Pocket, these will absolutely blow your mind at how delicious and easy they are, and healthy too. So I'm starting by cooking up some ground turkey, and you can use ground beef, ground chicken, anything you like as far as ground meat. But I would choose a leaner ground beef if you do choose ground beef. And if you do ground turkey or ground chicken, there's a really simple way of kind of adding that robust beefy flavor back to the meat that kind of gets lost when you're choosing a leaner meat, and that is Worcestershire sauce. So that's going to be added to this recipe, and it's a tough one to say, Worcestershire, but it's actually just easy to find in your grocery store, just near the sauces, usually near the ketchup and the mustard, and it just gives a little bit of seasoning and flavor to ground turkey and chicken. So I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of this. And I'm just cooking this meat over medium-high just until it gets cooked through. So you just want to make sure, especially with turkey and chicken, that it's no longer pink, and that's how you know it's cooked through. And then I'm going to do a half a teaspoon or half a tablespoon of mustard, and you could do Dijon mustard or you could do yellow mustard. I like yellow mustard because it goes with the cheeseburger flavor a little bit better, but either one you like. And then I'm going to kind of mix that together. You want to add this once it's all of the sauces and the seasoning, once your meat starts to cook up and you're starting to see it brown a little bit, because then it will really absorb those flavors. Then I'm going to add 1/4 cup of ketchup. So for ketchup, I just look for organic ketchup, or you could do no sugar added. You could also do tomato paste for this recipe. And I like doing tomato paste a lot of times because it has no added sugar, but it gives you that tomato flavor. So for this recipe, I am doing ketchup because it really does make it taste just like a cheeseburger. And then I'm gonna do a half teaspoon of garlic powder, but you could do minced garlic as well. And that's just as for flavoring. So you could also do onion powder or any kind of seasoning you like. You could even do some diced up onions, or you could do any kind of veggie in this. So a lot of times whenever I'm doing any kind of burrito style meal, that's a really good thing to take on the go. And you can always add veggies and it kind of gets blended in and you don't even know it's in there. So that's a really good smart swap and tip for packing your veggies in when you're on the go. So this is looking really good. It's thickening up a little bit here. And then I have a half cup of cheese, and you can do any kind of shredded cheese you like. I just have a blend of cheese here, and that will taste absolutely delicious once it's melted in. You just want to add that at the very end so it melts in, and you can see how thick and delicious this looks. So these are great, these Hot Pockets, because like I said, you can kind of roll them up and take them with you, even in the car. And I don't love to eat in the car. I like to actually sit down and enjoy my food, but sometimes you have to, and so these are a great option. So what I could do is, you have a few different options here. You could either make an assembly line type thing where you have all your tortillas laid out and you fill them up and you wrap them up. You could even pop them into your freezer, and that way they're ready to go whenever you're having a busy day. But I like to also, if you're gonna eat them right away, top them with some toppings that you would find in a cheeseburger. So if you like shredded lettuce on your cheeseburger, if you like pickles, tomatoes, you can top these right away and you can enjoy it just like that. I don't recommend doing these toppings if you're gonna freeze it or even kind of store it in your fridge, because it will get a little bit of extra moisture and they'll get a little bit watery on the tortilla. So I'm gonna top it because we're gonna enjoy them very shortly. And I'm gonna have my nanny here, she's over watching Maddie, and she's gonna help me in the kitchen in just a little bit. And that'll be a really fun thing to have her cook with me, because she is just on the go all the time. She works 2 jobs, not only as a nanny for us, but she also is a waitress, and she goes to school, she commutes. So she is always in her car, and I feel like she's always bringing something with her from fast food. And you know, I've tried talking to her like, Teresa, what are you eating? You know, she'll bring like an apple and that's her breakfast. And I'm like, you know, you could bring something with you a little more substantial. So it'll be great to kind of walk through some ideas with her, and especially some on-the-go breakfast and snack ideas. I think that that's important, especially for moms and busy college students that are on the go. So I just have some pickles and some tomatoes because that's what I like. I'll just do 1 pickle, and then I'm gonna show you how to kind of wrap this up like a burrito. Whenever you're doing any kind of burrito, what you wanna do is you wanna fold the sides in first, and you could do a little more filling than this. if you'd like. And you just fold the sides in, and then you just kind of fold it over, and just like that. And then I'm gonna lay it on a baking sheet with parchment paper. That way it's easy cleanup. And I'm gonna do one more. And we're gonna bake this in the oven at 425 degrees for 15 minutes, just until the top gets nice and golden brown. And that is what makes it like a Hot Pocket, is it gets kind of crusty and crispy on the top of the tortilla, so it's absolutely delicious, especially with the cheesy filling. We'll add some tomatoes to this one. So we're gonna tuck the sides in, just like that. And then we're gonna roll it over. And one other tip that I have when it comes to making these kind of crisp on the tortillas is just to spray them with a little bit of cooking spray. And just that little bit of oil, I use avocado oil cooking spray, will help them brown up nicely. And as far as tortillas, I really like to use Ezekiel wrap tortillas. I like any kind of whole grain tortilla, but I always say, pick and choose your battles. If you have a picky eater and you know that the only thing that you can get them to eat is a white tortilla, then maybe look for ones that are a little bit better for you in some way and go from there. That's how I started with Sean. I started looking for ones that had, a little more protein or a little more fiber in them. And then I slowly transitioned him into the healthiest tortillas of all. So I have white tortillas today, but we know that the filling is really simple, really delicious, and also good for you. So that's a good place to start. I'm gonna pop these in the oven, and then Teresa will be joining me, and we'll make a really good on-the-go breakfast and snack.